second speaker of the evening, we have Dr. K. Rajaraman. Dr. K. Rajaraman is an English professor specialized in American literature and British literature. He has been teaching and having a research experience for 19 years. He has been a research guidance, presently guiding 4 MPhil, ME, and MSc, and 8 PhD scholars. He has been awarded 42 MPhil, ME, and MSc, and 12 PhDs. He has also conducted several seminars and has also published many papers in international and national paper. I welcome you, sir, to this session,
Thank you,
and
thank you.
I hand over the session to you.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you, thank you. In the previous session, I made a discussion of the principles of inclusive writing, and also I pointed out the mode of writing and the mode of arriving at a thesis statement. These are the points that I have discussed in the previous session. During this session, I'll be focusing on some language factors that contribute to writing. What are the language factors? What are the language skills that contribute to writing? When it comes to writing, it is not that much easier as we speak, because writing needs a specialized skill, unlike the other skills. And that is even language experts, ELT experts, give the order LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Only when we master the three skills, listening, speaking, and writing, right? Listening, speaking, and reading, we gain a kind of impetus to writing. So the order is the last one, but the skill involved is huge. Now, let me be informative with certain kind of skills we need to focus on when we write. See, most of the researchers in India tend to make some common errors. It may appear to be simple. The errors may appear to be simple, but when it comes to writing, it's the most dear one, it's a costly one. In 90% of the research papers or research theses that were given to me for language correction, I could find all the mistakes that the researchers are prone to commit is in the area of concord, what we call as subject-verb agreement, in placing the modifiers. These are all the common mistakes that researchers of any sort are prone to make. See, even great scholars, even great language specialists, when they write, they are prone to commit errors with regard to concord. Only when they read it and revise it, they will find that they have made certain errors with regard to subject-verb agreement or concord in placing the modifiers. So when we overcome these two problematic areas, when we specialize in these two problematic areas, we will find our product to be an exemplary one as far as language is concerned. I'm not talking about the content part of the thesis because the group is heterogeneous. Audience here is heterogeneous. So I'm not talking about the content part. I am talking only about the language part of the thesis, language aspect of the thesis. See, there are certain rules we need to follow. Let me tell you an anecdote. Aristotle, we know, everyone knows about Aristotle, the great philosopher. Aristotle believed women to have fewer teeth than men. It was the belief of Aristotle. Aristotle believed. Aristotle, and this is a kind of dogmatic belief. This is a kind of dogmatism. See, this belief, his belief is not right. He is wrong. He is wrong on his belief that women have fewer teeth than men. See, he could have easily avoided this dogmatic belief, this kind of dogmatism, had he asked his wife to open his mouth and counted the teeth. He could easily have avoided. See, in the similar way, we too share certain beliefs, we too have certain beliefs. See, we need to share this kind of belief, and as far as language is concerned, we can avoid certain silly errors if we learn a few rules. A few rules will refrain us from making silly grammatical errors in our writing. Let me say, it may appear to be simple, but they are said to be costly errors, taking a kind of negative impact on our research writing, research paper, or a thesis. As I told you, the first one is agreement or concord, subject-verb agreement. What is the agreement between subject and verb? This is a rule. I'll be telling you all these rules, and because all these rules, we have studied all these rules in our schooling or even in our college days, but we are not matured enough to understand all these rules. Now that we are matured enough to know all these rules and to understand all these rules, a verb must agree with its subject in person and number. It's a simple rule. A singular subject takes a singular verb. A singular subject takes a singular verb. A plural subject, when you say a plural subject, more than one. More than one. A plural subject takes a plural verb. Mistakes in subject-verb agreement are sometimes made in the following situations. What are all the situations where we are prone to commit mistakes. See, when we place the verb immediately after the subject, we never encounter any kind of issues. We never encounter any kind of problems when we place the verb immediately after the subject. See, for example, we know very well bird is singular. Bird flies. Bird flies. Bird cries. Bird cries. Bird flies. Birds fly. Birds cry. Birds fly. Birds cry. Bird flies. Bird flies. Bird is singular. So it takes a singular verb, flies. Birds fly. Birds plural. And hence, being a plural verb, it takes a plural subject. Birds fly. It takes a plural verb, fly. See, when we place the verb immediately after the subject, we never encounter any issues. But when words come between subject and verb, for example, the birds that I saw yesterday, when the birds which I saw yesterday. So which I saw yesterday, get the birds that I saw yesterday, the birds which I saw yesterday, I tend to get a bit confused when words come between subject and verb. The students whom I met yesterday at the school, when they see, it goes like that. When the sentence goes like that, we need to identify the subject. Students is the subject. When students is the subject, whatever words come after the subject will not affect the agreement. A singular subject will always take a singular verb. A plural subject will always take a plural verb. See, there are 5 situations where we face certain difficulties. The 5 situations are when words come between the subject and the verb, when a verb comes before the subject. I told you, I gave you an example when words come between the subject and the verb. The next situation is when a verb comes before the subject. When a verb comes before the subject. See, here is the receipt. Here is the receipt. Here is the ticket. Here is the ticket. The subject here is the ticket. The verb here is. Here is the ticket. Here are the tickets. Here are the tickets. The ticket. See, even when a verb comes before the subject, just I'm giving you a crude example. Here is the ticket. Here are the tickets. Here is the receipt. Here are the receipts. See, even here, see, in these sentences, we find the verb coming before the subject. Even when a verb comes before the subject, the rule remains the same. Let me repeat it again and again. The rule remains the same. What is the rule? A singular subject. A singular subject takes a singular verb. A plural subject takes a plural verb. This agreement will never change. So, the first situation, when words come between subject and verb. The second situation, when a verb comes before the subject. Then the third situation. What's the third situation? With indefinite pronouns. With indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns, it's a rule. Indefinite pronouns will always take a singular verb. All indefinite pronouns. What are all the indefinite pronouns? Everybody, somebody, nobody, anybody. Everything, something, anything, nothing. Everyone, someone, no one, anyone. Each, every, all these indefinite pronouns will always take a singular verb. That is the rule. Everyone is present. We never say everyone are present. Anything is possible. We never say anything are possible. So all these are called indefinite pronouns. These indefinite pronouns will always take a singular verb, and this is the rule. This is the rule. Then the next situation. So with indefinite pronouns will always take a singular verb. So a singular subject will always take a singular verb. A plural subject will always take a plural verb. Then we face difficulties in the fourth situation. What's the fourth situation? With compound subjects. We may call, what do we mean by compound subject? What is a compound subject? Subjects joined by and is said to be a compound subject. Is said to be a compound subject. Subjects joined by and. Subjects joined by and will always take a plural verb. This is the rule. Subjects joined by and will always take a plural verb. For example, John and Mary are friends. We never say John and Mary is friends. John and Mary have planned to marry. Not John and Mary has planned to marry. John and Mary have planned to marry. So subjects joined by and will always take a plural verb. There is an exception in this rule when the subject is thought of as a single unit. There are no difficulties in identifying whether it is a single unit or more than one. When the subject joined by and is complementary. For example, the Englishman used to give this example, bread and butter. Bread and butter is my favorite breakfast. Here, bread and butter is said to be a single unit. They are not two. They are complementary. You cannot take the one without the help of the other. Hence, it is said to be a single unit. For example, let me give you a kind of Indian example. Bread and butter is an English example. Let me give you an Indian example. Puri and masala is my favorite breakfast. Idli and sambar is my favorite breakfast. You depend on the other to get it complete. So hence, it is said to be a single unit. Though it is joined by and, when it is thought of as a single unit, it will take a singular verb. These are all exceptional situations. But in normal, these are all exceptional situations, and these kind of problems will never arise. So the rule is subjects joined by and will always take a plural verb. So the fifth situation is with who, which, and that. See, who, which, and that are used as subjects. When who, which, and that are used as subjects, they take singular verbs if the word they stand for is singular, and plural verbs if the word they stand for is plural. This rule is a bit difficult. Only when we practice, only by practice, we can master this fifth rule. All the other rules are simple. This one is a bit confusing and a bit difficult. And I have sent a few pages. I have sent a few pages to Dr. Regin. I don't know whether he has shared it with you. I hope you might have shared it with you. And when you look at the exercises, I hope that you will get a better understanding of whatever I am speaking now, whatever I am telling you now. Only by sheer practice, you will conquer and you will get yourself mastered in the art of writing. As I told you earlier, 90%, even more than that, 90% of the research papers, research articles, thesis, 90% of the researchers, more than that, they are prone to make errors in this particular area, concord, subject verb agreement. When we get ourselves known with these simple rules, we can avoid all such errors pertaining to language. Because we are, whatever be the field we belong to, we write our thesis only in English, whatever be our mother tongue. Now, whether it is Tamil, Malayalam, whatever be it, Odisha or any other language, as researchers, except language, as researchers, be it engineering, social sciences, or any other department, any other faculty, we write our research in English. Then the next area is modifiers, misplaced modifiers. See, misplaced modifiers are words that because of wrong placement, because of awkward placement, do not describe the words the writer intended them to describe. For example, the apple, let me give you another example. Rita find extreme difficulty to mount to the horse wearing tight jeans. Rita found extreme difficulty to mount to the horse wearing tight jeans. See, here, the modifier here is wearing tight jeans. Wearing tight jeans is the modifier. The sentence, let me repeat the sentence in order to make you get hold of the sentence. Rita found extreme difficulty to mount to the horse wearing tight jeans. In the sentence, the sentence is perfectly right. There is no mistake in the sentence. The agreement is good. Everything is good. It's grammatically perfect. The sentence is grammatically perfect. No one can find fault with this sentence. It's 100% grammatically perfect construction. But the problem is, the sentence, from the sentence you can infer that the horse to be wearing tight jeans. It's very humorous. It's funny. Your writing becomes, when you misplace the modifier, because of awkward placement, the intended meaning of the writer gets distorted. What is the intended meaning? It is Rita who was wearing tight jeans and not the horse. So the Rita wearing tight jeans, how to correct it? Rita wearing tight jeans find extreme difficulty to mount the horse. This is how the construction might have been. But the writer has misplaced the modifier, and because of misplacement, the complete meaning gets changed, gets distorted. Let me give you another example. The nurse gave the student a paracetamol and asked him to go home for a headache. And asked him to go home for a headache. For a headache, here in the sentence, for a headache modifies the word home. Actually, it has to modify. These words have to modify headache. These words have to modify paracetamol. The nurse gave a paracetamol for a headache and asked him to go home. Not asked him to go home for a headache. The nurse gave the student a paracetamol for a headache and asked him to go home. See, because of misplacement, the meaning gets distorted. The meaning tends to change. Let me give you another example of, see, we use the word only just like that. We use only just like that. Let me give you a sentence. Look at the change of meaning. Look at the change of meaning. You write and find. I will. I will tell you a sentence. It's the sentence. You can remember the sentence. It's not a difficult sentence. You can remember the sentence. Only Ram said that he loved my sister. Only Ram said that he loved my sister. Just I am going to place only in as a modifier in the same sentence. Just I am going to make the number of sentences with only. Only Ram said that he loved my sister. Ram only said that he loved my sister. Ram said only that he loved my sister. Ram said that only he loved my sister. Ram said that he only loved my sister. Ram said that he loved only my sister. Ram said that he loved my only sister. Ram said that he loved my sister only. Look at the change of meaning. Look at the change of meaning. See, because of, see, we just like that we say only. We use only. See, look at the distortion of meaning in the use of the word only in this sentence. Let me repeat it again. Only Ram said that he loved my sister. Ram only said that he loved my sister. That Ram said only that he loved my sister. Ram said only he loved my sister. Ram said that he only loved my sister. Ram said that he loved my only sister. Ram said that he loved my sister only. Look at this sentence. You write this sentence and see what happens. You will identify the change of meaning. You will identify the change of meaning, and you look at the sentences that I have sent. And you will, if you work on that, you will certainly get yourself aware of this kind of mistake, these kind of mistakes. And the next one is dangling modifier. See, dangling modifiers, what dangling modifiers are and how to correct them. See, a modifier that opens a sentence must be followed immediately by the word it is meant to describe. Otherwise, the modifier is said to be dangling and the sentence takes on an unintended meaning. So place the modifier. See, walking along the street, for example, walking along the street, dogs are seen. Walking along the street, dogs were seen. Walking along the street, dogs were seen. Who is the speaker? Who is the speaker of the sentence? Walking along the street, dogs are seen. Who was walking along the street? Whether the dogs or I. So the simple way of correcting this type of sentence, walking along the street, I saw I saw dogs. So I'll speak, or else while walking along the street, dogs were seen. Either the subject must be placed in the earlier part or in the later part immediately after the modifier. Otherwise, it is said to be a dangling modifier. So these are all. Again, I have given you different examples in the worksheet that I sent. You see the worksheet and see for yourself how best you can improve your language skills. So these are the three areas which I would like to highlight during this session. And if you have any clarifications, you can seek. Thank you.